Hello my viewer, welcome to my channel. It's yet another Saturday that God has given us a moment together as I continue to encourage someone, as we continue to encourage one another through this forum. Previously, I talked about quitting in whys, or we should stop asking ourselves the whys and start focusing on action, that we needed to be oriented instead of asking questions. I'm sure I helped someone, and if I did, I believe that I will today through the help of God. I want to continue with the same topic, though the question is not now quitting from why. I want us to think about how and where. The question why is very weighty, but when you are thinking of why, sometimes you expect people or even authority to answer you. But when you think about the question how, most often than not, it applies to us. Me, I need to know how to do things. I need to know how to work out a project. And today I want us to think or reflect on how to get to where we are heading to we cannot be able to know how to do things if we don't know where we are heading to. I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm trying to explain the question of how and where. With every institution, with every person, we all have got our visions and our missions in life. I ended up my video last session by concluding that we needed to be guided by values in life, and we also need to be driven by purpose, and also get obsessed by mission. That was my conclusion. And now when I talk about a how and where stands for the vision. Where are you heading to? Where am I heading to? Where are we heading to? If you don't have a purpose in life, or if you don't have a vision in life, then you will not know how to go about it. But there is no way you would say that you know how to get to your vision, yet you don't know where you are heading to. I hope now we are together. I mentioned a few things that this great teacher and great leader, Craig Groeschel, talked about. I mentioned about two things, and I mentioned about I'm almost forgetting, I'm sorry. I mentioned about how to inspire, and I also mentioned on on heart to care. And I started by talking about heart to care, having a heart to care. You may have a heart, not you may, every one of us have got a heart. But do we have a heart to care? And I expounded on it. And I also expounded on how we need to inspire. And today, I want to continue with the third point. And the third point is being courageous, or having courage to be real. Having courage to be real or to be vulnerable. Most of the times, we people, we quote things. Most of the times, we are not real. We are photocopies. We are duplicates. We are not real to ourselves and even to others. But in order for us to know our vision, in order for us to get to our vision, we need to be real to ourselves. We also need to gather courage to be vulnerable and to accept our vulnerability. And one of the things that will help us to accept our vulnerability so that we can be able to move on, it is by willing to move a step. No wonder how small, no wonder how little. We need to be willing, that is self-awareness, and willing from the heart to move or to make a step, to go to another level, even if it is how small. There's this great author and teacher to all of us, Martin Luther King the Jr. And he said, if you cannot fly, then learn. If you cannot learn, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. And he said, but whatever you do, you have to keep on moving forward. That is a great slogan that has really helped me move. Even if I move with 1 inch or by 1 inch, I always tell myself, I have to move on. And this time and this moment, I want to encourage someone who is mark timing. I want to encourage someone who is not able to gather courage. I want to encourage somebody who is not able to be real, that you can be real and you accept that you are vulnerable. You accept your vulnerability. You gather courage and you move on. Do things that you think that you never do. Make a move where you think that you'd never move. And this one will help you, and it will increase. It will increase your ability. It will also increase your potential. That is number one. Courage to be real can only be encouraged by willing to move a step, no wonder how small, no matter how little, and you'll be able to get to your where, and not dwelling on how. You may dwell on how for so long. How will I get there? Where? How will I do things? Do things for what? But when you get to know where you are headed to, you don't need to dwell on your house. Your house will come and they will get you there. When you have already made up your mind of where you are going and how you are moving, no wonder, no matter how small your steps are. Number two of that is acting like Jesus Christ. We are all Christians and we follow Christ. That's why we are called Christians. And therefore we need to act like Jesus did. We need to do things like Jesus did. Jesus Christ was a servant. And he said, if you want to be great, you have to be obedient and you have to be humble. There's a difference between being good and great. If someone comes and tells you, wow, you are great, there's a difference. If someone else come and tell you, hey, you are good, that means there's a gap. You still still need to go for a notch higher. And if Christ himself wanted us to be great, what about a human being? I am sure that every one of us aspire and look forward to be great. And that's why we have got the politicians who want to be great leaders of this nation. Unfortunately, there are so many, sometimes they even confuse us. And sometimes their priorities are not light. Let me not go into that direction. All of us, because we want to be great in our small ways. Kila mtu, hata ikiwa ni baba, hata ikiwa ni mama, hata ikiwa ni mtoto. Everyone have a capacity to become great. And the difference, as I've said, between great and good, it is to learn. If a person doesn't have an attitude of learning, they will never be great. They will remain good, but they will never be great. If a person is not ready to receive feedback, they will never be great. Feedback helps us where to improve. Feedback helps us on where to develop, on where to correct, and where to do better than we did before. So when you are ready to receive feedback, then means you are ready to grow and you become great. Something else is that a great person may be low in competence, but high in confidence. What am I trying to say? That if you want to be great, your competence may be low, but that should not affect you. That should not worry you, so long as your confidence is high. And if your confidence is high, you are less assured that you can be great. Jesus, our great teacher, the most humble, washed his disciples their feet. And some of them were not ready to be washed. They could not understand the theory of being washed. You know, in the ancient times, people are walking for long distances in the desert, and therefore the most dirtiest place or dirtiest part of the body was the feet. And anywhere they would go, and after walking, they would dip their legs into a basin, clean themselves, or remove away their dust. And the Bible has talked so much about dust and about walking. And this time, Jesus Christ tells them that he wants to wash their feet, but some were not willing to be washed. Remember, one of the disciples said that if I have to be washed, I will have to be washed or to be bathed the whole body. Another one refused. That's how we are, Christians. We don't want to obey. But the Lord tells us that if you want to be great, obey. In our mother tongue, there is a song that says that wendo twike munene winyihie wathike tungatagira Ngai kiheo ni muoyo iyurwo ni gikeno kirĩrĩria muno ona mathĩna moka wĩhoke Mwathani Jehova Ngai erire Adamu irio ciake arĩonaga na mĩnoga ciothe no thithi no. If you want to be great, be humble and be obedient. When you want to serve like Jesus Christ, because we are all following Jesus Christ, we need to replace fear with faith. Remember when Peter was walking in water, trying to emulate Jesus Christ, but he was full of fear. And Jesus told him, you man of little faith. And he had to increase his faith. Number two, when you see a threat, because threats will always be with us, they will always come. When threats come in our lives, we need to replace them with opportunities. Make use of every opportunity that you get. When you see a threat, turn it into an opportunity. When you see a challenge, turn it into an opportunity. When you see a problem, turn it into it doesn't matter. For example, if I may talk about myself, because this video is all about my experience, teachings, encouragements, and so on. The last 1 week, I've had a very difficult time. Difficult time not with anyone, but with myself. Difficult time with my health. I had a very bad, I was not feeling well. Let me summarize it by saying that I was not feeling well. And it is in the last 1 month that I've not been well. And so I have been fighting myself because I've not been able to do things that I'm used to doing. I've not been able to do things that I love doing. I've not been able to go places that I love going and I'm expected to go. I've not been able to work and serve the way I am supposed to do. And I really had a conversation with God. But there was a day that I remembered Job and the pain that he was in and how people judged him and how he had issues with his wife, because I was trying to imagine before the wife told him to neglect God and to abuse God and to curse God, and the day that he was born, she must have seen a lot going through a Job. And I was wondering, if mine is just a small thing or a problem, a small problem compared to Job, then how should I behave? And I also remembered the previous topic that I talked about, that I should quit unwise. So I told God to help me not to ask why I'm going through all this, because He has a reason as to why I'm going through all this. And now when we talk about turning threats, challenges into opportunities, I was wondering, will I really be able to share this Saturday? After going through a very difficult week, after going through strenuous and ailing and aching week, with a lot of pain, with a lot of agony, but I thank God that I've been able to turn the same challenge into an opportunity by waking up early, by preparing, by dressing to the occasion. And here I am, encouraging somebody. I hope this video will encourage you. And you'll be able to rise up from where you are and you start moving ahead. And you start turning your threats and your challenges into opportunity. The other thing is about repressing your reaction as a servant like Jesus Christ, because he was a servant leader, into anticipation. Many a times we react. Some things are very small, they are very minor, but we react instead of acting like Jesus Christ did. One of the things that will help us, it is by interacting with people like Jesus did. Jesus Christ, when people are reacting, like now when Zacchaeus climbed on a tree because he was very short and he wanted to see Jesus, people reacted. But Jesus told him, I'll dine with you this evening. And it was like, how? There are many people who will react upon what you do. Even as I shoot, even as I post this video, there are many people who have got negative reactions. But I don't care. I don't care. It is their take, and you cannot stop people from behaving and thinking of what they want to be, to think. But it's always good to remember that we need others in order for us to get where we are going. And therefore, think about that other person and how you can add value to them. Think about also what is your purpose. I'll conclude with the same words. Be guided by your values, be driven by your purpose, and be obsessed by your mission. May God bless you so much, and may you remain focused. Don't be distracted. There are many distractors. Don't be distracted. In the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Bye. Kindly subscribe, watch and subscribe, like, and make a comment. leave a comment there. Till we meet next time. Bye.